Hello, today is Monday, April 26th, and today was snatch focused work. So I started with some snatch balances, moved on to hang snatches, which were the sort of primary lifts of today, and then I did some positional work, snatch, push press, and overhead squat, and then some barbell squat jumps and pull-ups. And today, honestly, I guess sort of objectively speaking, or as objectively as possible, today was honestly probably worse than last week's Wednesday, where I just sort of threw a huge fit. But I think I sort of needed to have that day because I think I handled today a lot better, both, through the workout and right now. I'm like in a much better mental and emotional space than I was after Wednesday, despite being probably worse than how that session went. It started off pretty good. Snatch balances, last week was 185. Took that as my last warm up for today, and then hit a double at 195. And I hit it, not too many problems on the snatch balances, but I think just overall, I think I sort of had, one sort of overarching issue across all of the lifts, and I think that was shoulder mobility or lack thereof, I guess, today. I don't know. Today when I woke up, I was just feeling like pretty stiff in my shoulders, and I did my usual sort of shoulder mobility routine and stretching out my thoracic spine and doing all the things that I need to do in order for my shoulders to be primed for a solid overhead position. But I don't know, I just my snatch balances were fine, but you see, sorry, I should have mentioned it as the video was playing, but especially on that second rep of that snatch balance, I lean pretty heavily towards the bar tilts a lot more towards my left side, or my right side is higher than my left side, and that was like this sort of big problem that I used to have a while ago when my shoulder mobility was just way worse than it is currently. It's definitely made a lot of progress, but I don't know, today they just didn't feel great. And that's usually sort of, that unevenness is usually an indication of that. And so that was sort of the main overarching issue of today. And it affected my hang snatches, my hang snatch working sets quite a bit. And then specifically with my hang snatches, I had sort of three, I think, main issues. The first one being what I just mentioned with the shoulders. The second one, something that I've mentioned in previous snatch videos of sort of cutting the pull with my upper body a little bit short. Yeah, that warm-up was a little bit weird because of what I just mentioned, basically. Cutting that pull with my upper body a little bit short and it being a little bit out in front versus where I need it to be. A little bit out in front relative to where I need it to be. And then the last sort of issue was, again, something that I've mentioned before of sort of losing control of it with my upper body and letting it crash down on me, having just the weight crash down on me. But honestly, these last two warm-ups I remember feeling very solid. No huge issues with my shoulders. 185 in particular felt really good.
Easy.
So yeah, I don't know. I guess some reps, my shoulders were sort of in the right place, and I don't honestly know, but yeah, I make the first rep of this set, and I believe the second rep of this set is due to cutting it short. And I know that. That's why I'm like, oh shit, I know exactly what I did wrong. This one I put a question mark next to because the first one I know I make. The second one, is just questionable. It's, I put a question mark exactly because it's questionable. yeah, I don't know if, like, the moment I dropped it, I didn't know, I don't think I had control of it, but it's kind of like, oh, did I hold it up long enough? And then this one, yeah, you can see I catch it fine, but then as I sit there, my shoulder just wants to gravitate towards not being in that position, and then you can see it just sort of fall forwards, even though I caught it fine. If I had just stood it up instead of sitting down there for a while, I probably could have had it. And then this rep, yeah, same thing. I catch it and I'm fine, but as I go up, my shoulders get further internally rotated, and then I just sort of, I guess, stop pushing, or I guess they just couldn't handle it. I don't really remember what that feeling felt like, but I think my shoulders just feeling really stiff had a lot to do with why I just, like, decided to bail there. Yeah, that was, like, sort of an example of it crashing down on me. I will say that my back looks pretty lumpy, pretty jacked. Yeah, this, so the fourth and fifth set sort of follow the exact same pattern. The first rep I fail because of having it a little bit out in front because I don't pull it enough with my arms. And then the second rep is a fail because I let it crash down. Like, I make that correction, but I let it crash down on me. It's in a better spot in that plane. It's just that I have less control of it, so it crashes down on me. So, yeah, so I guess if you include that questionable rep, I only made 3 reps out of 10, which is why I say, like, oh, objectively, this might have been, like, a worse workout than Wednesday or whatever. I mean, obviously, it's, like, impossible to, like, compare that objectively, like, truly objectively, but yeah, honestly, I recognize the places that, like, why I fucked up and where I fucked up, and maybe a reason why I am handling this better now, aside from the fact that sort of I went through that emotional toll on Wednesday, other than that being one of the reasons, maybe another reason why I'm able to, like, handle this better is because I know exactly sort of what I need to address, and if I can do that, if I can improve upon that and address that, then I know that, like, I have it no problem, basically. Yeah, because, like, there are many instances of me sort of doing that thing where I cut the pull short, or, like, I let it crash down on me, but then right after that, I, like, make the correction. So I know I'm capable of making that correction. And then the shoulder mobility thing, I feel like that was just a weird thing today that will hopefully be better. I mean, I'm hoping today was just sort of an anomaly in that aspect, but I'll try to sort of, I guess, keep the shoulders warm. I don't know. Not stiff. I don't know. I don't really know what I could have done to prevent that today, but because I did all my stretches and stuff like that, and my mobility work beforehand. So, like, I don't know. But, yeah, hoping just today was kind of an anomaly. Then I moved on to snatch, push press, and overhead squat. And same sort of deal, honestly, with the overhead squat. Yeah, I guess you can't super tell, but I'm really, really fighting the feeling of my shoulders wanting to come forward, I guess, and maintaining that shoulder positioning, overhead position. 205 in particular in the overhead squat, you can see, I think that's probably where that bar tilt is the most noticeable. And yeah, that's just when that's, like, a pretty good indication that my shoulder mobility is not great. Yeah, and it felt pretty shitty. Yeah, I did not feel good. But yeah, again, just hoping that's sort of like a weird one-off thing today. But yeah, tomorrow this is super random, but we'll be getting my second dose for my COVID vaccine. So I will probably not be able to train tomorrow, but I'm hoping I'll be able to train on Wednesday. But yeah, I think that's about it, in a better place mentally for sure. Also, just going back to the whole my back looks pretty good thing. My back looks pretty good. Trying to get that Lu Xiaojun back, but yeah, that's about it.